Boom.
What's up, everybody? Here with a mixed episode of Smoking That Ish Dgame, Smoking That Ish, however you want to combine that doesn't end up with Smoking That D. All right.
I don't know why you constantly want to be fucking every time.
Just
Every
talking
time.
about wieners is how we do it. Right, Scruffy? Right. See? He agrees.
Yeah, he looks scared.
He always looks like that.
Well, I understand.
Oh, boy. Oh, look, see? Holmes doesn't look scared. Looks tired of your crap is what it looks like. Today we're going to be talking about used cars, buying used cars. Fuck that phone. Looking at new cars, just basically what you're going to be wanting to look at when you're out there looking for used cars. Because I recently bought a used car and got destroyed, my friend, on
Hosed.
Oh man, hosed so bad the guy laughed at me when I called him. It's that bad. So we're just gonna talk about, because I bought a car like 10 years ago and had none of these troubles finding a vehicle that I had this time. It literally took me months to try and find a car, and then the car that I got was an absolute turd. The only saving grace is that it's a well-manufactured car. It drives really well, and I liked it enough when I got it. I actually said, if this thing blows up and I have to put a motor in it, I'll still be happy with it. So now here we are. I'm looking at, paid $8,000 for it. I'm looking at an extra $3,400 at least, possibly $5,400 to fix some stuff in it. But once it's fixed, it should last a good 10, 15 years, and that's really all I need from it. So, and it's a nice vehicle. It's a 2008 Saab SUV. I can't remember what it's called. It's like a 9XZ7 some shit. I don't know. But it's a really nice, it's a nice vehicle. Just, it drives really well. Like, ever since I've drove that SUV, every other vehicle seems sluggish to me. Turning wise,
because now you think it's cool.
Well, no, it's just it had like precision steering.
Well, yeah,
was part of it.
Well, you got
and it was Morgan
like Farfanugan.
Morgan hated it.
German engineer.
She hated it because any little touch of it turns the vehicle, and I got used to it real quick. So now every other car, I'm like turning to turn, so I'm like, Jesus, I gotta crank the fucking wheel around. So that would be the best advice, I think, is look for something that even if it were to blow up, you would still be happy putting a new motor in it and stuff. Because it's a fucking minefield out there right now trying to find a car.
Well, yeah, this is Smoking That Ish, so we got to tie it together a little bit with used cars. Does it have, is it decent to smoke in? Does it have good places like to put your?
It's nice because it stays cool on the inside, even when it's hot out. It has some kind of like, I don't know if it's the tinting on the windows or what's different about it, but it tends to stay cooler inside, which is nice, especially if you have like concentrates and stuff. You got to stop at Walmart before you head home or something. You don't want your concentrates to melt most of the time because, it makes a mess. It kind of changes the consistency of them. A lot of that stuff is kept refrigerated, so that's nice about it. It has less cubby holes and spaces to put things than you would think. Less than your average car.
Well, what the?
Yeah, it's weird. It has no like center place to put your stuff in. You can open up the center console and put stuff, but there's no like. It has just a one cup holder and the glove box,
so it suits you just fine. Weird car, and
yeah,
you guys like perfect. All right, cool. That's why you like it so much. All right,
yeah, it's a strange car. It's really nice. It's got like leather on the inside.
Weird, strange car. And okay, yeah,
big fan of the sunroof. Really enjoy like having the option of opening that. Which, if you are ever like stuck at a hotel or something like we were, and you gotta smoke in your car because you don't want to pay an extra $300 fucking for your $50 room or whatever the hell. It's great to have a sunroof or a moonroof on your vehicle. is very handy.
Oh yeah.
Lets the smoke just go straight up into the air instead of coming out the windows and potentially, catching somebody on that level. It comes straight out the top, so it's already elevated and just goes up. And yeah, keeps you from having to ash in your car. And
that way you don't have to hotbox it either. You can just,
I'm past hotboxing. Like, I'm old enough to where, like, that's not a fucking thing. If I want to get higher, I'll just roll another one, Like, I don't have to hotbox it in the car.
All right. Well, like, but yeah, with that, I know you talked to me, I don't know, it was like 2 weeks before you bought it or whatever. And
I showed the car, like, especially right after we bought it, I showed it to a few people. And like you said, when we looked at it, the motor was clean. It looked really clean. It sounded okay. It had a slight noise that, could become a problem in the future, like a couple years down the road, maybe.
Yep. There's something that's like, say, when you're buying a used vehicle, like you said, it's not like it was before. Before, you kind of knew what you're getting into. You generally,
and people had to be honest or they'd lose business
to a certain extent. Yeah. But you knew what you were getting into. If you had 10 years ago, if you were buying a $2,000 vehicle, you knew exactly what you were getting. Mm-hmm. You knew it was going to have problems, and they were honest about it. They're like, yeah, this is going out. This tires are shot.
That's why it's $2,000.
That's why it's $2,000. And you used to be able to do a lot more things to be able to see what was really going on with it.
Yeah.
Nowadays, everything is so expensive to fix, and
the Saab, okay. A couple compounding factors to why it ends up costing so much before everybody starts messaging in going, you're getting screwed, man. Okay. The Saabs were discontinued in like 2012. They became GM, Chevy drive. This one has a Chevy drivetrain in it already anyways. So they just got bought out by that company, but there's over 600,000 of this particular model still on the road out there. So parts are available. They're a little bit more because it is a foreign car. And then nobody thinks about labor. The price of fucking labor in shops has gone up insane. It used to be like around $100 an hour is what I was comfortable with paying before. If you could get them to like $80, $75, you're doing a real good job. Now the going rate is $200 an hour. So I had like the guy at the place where I bought it, which I'm not even going to bring it up because fuck them. You read the comments on their page. If I would have read the comments, I would have known that it was a shit show before I went in there. And that's every place, by the way. Look at the comments on any used car place that doesn't have theirs like blocked and cleaned, and people are getting screwed left and right. What was I talking about? Why it costs so much? Because labor. So the guy told me, he's like, I can get a salvage motor for that thing for $2,000, but he has two inbred fucking idiots that do all the labor for free for him. I mean, he pays them whatever the hell he pays them, probably peanuts and shit. But they do all his labor for free, so he doesn't account for any labor costs in anything. And like I said, the guy called me a liar when I called and told him about the car, and then laughed at me.
And generally, them places, not that they're not a repair shop. They do have a repair shop, but they're generally not for major internal repairs. No, they're for oil changes, changing headlights, maybe a little cosmetic. Maybe putting tires on.
Stupid shit.
Little things like that are quick, easy, that most people don't deal with.
Yeah.
But they're not.
Anything else, they have a place that they take it to.
They take it to, or you want to take it to there.
And this vehicle was supposedly taken to that place, looked over, and everything was fine on it. Now, the check engine light came on when I got the thing. And I talked to the guy about it immediately, as one would. And he said it was due to condensation because of all the rain that we had been having in the area lately. And it was just something to do with the catalytic converter. And if it came back on, to bring it back. Now, I drove it home, and the next day it came back on. And I was going to take it in, but I had to work. So next day off, me and the old lady are going to take it in. So we're going to take it in the next day. We get done with work and we take it through the car wash and the check engine light starts flashing on it. Well, now, take it to that big E motor place and it's the number 6 cylinder. The lifters are out and all the pins and everything. And it could be the crankshaft could be damaged and all this other stuff. So it had nothing to do with the catalytic converter. It's probably not even what the computer said. And the motherfucker literally lied to me. Now, I thought that in sales, in basically anywhere in the U.S., if you sell something under false pretenses, you can get in trouble for that. Turns out with used cars, no.
Well, they can, but you have to take it to an extreme to do anything about it.
So they prey on poor people.
And there's a few ways to go about trying to do your due diligence about buying a used vehicle.
Dude, it's surveyed shit for months.
Well, it's simple things like obviously you do your research and check it out, but all cars, even if they're rated the best in the world, are going to have problems.
This one I looked up and it was the highest rated car out of any used brand or style that I had looked up ever.
Now
it is one of the most reliable vehicles. Where I got fucked is the vehicle had 132,000 miles on it, right?
Well, still ain't that bad anymore. That ain't nothing these days.
But when I got out and got on the interstate, the mileage that I had left to go started climbing dramatically. So it was 132,000 in-town miles.
Yeah.
No highway miles.
Yeah.
None.
Exactly. Yep.
So that's more like 250,000 miles.
But it's also, so, like you say, looking at mileage, 130,000 miles anymore isn't really that much.
It's got new tires on it.
But if you take, let's say 100
and nice
generally,
tires,
you're going to
too.
want to be somewhere. You're going to want a car that's if you can kind of figure it out. Just generally, you don't want it overdriven. You don't want it underdriven. Underdriven is just as bad for it.
Yeah, everybody says buy a vehicle from an old lady. She babied her whole life. No. As soon as you get
these
on
new
it,
motors,
as soon as you get on it, all the seals and shit are going to fucking blow.
There's a lot of things.
Everything.
It's a lot of things that you have to drive a car. It's like if you can figure 12 to 14,000 miles a year, that's a normal driven car. Mm-hmm. A little less, you go 10. Okay, fine.
I average about 12, 13.
Yeah. If you go like 20, it's okay. Now it's overdriven. You know what I mean? It's being driven a lot.
Yeah.
So if you want to stay between that 10 and 14, somewhere in there, which is, that's normal and average, that type of thing. You want to, nowadays, before, back in my day, that kind of thing. But you would take in, you'd have transmission going out. Well, it was $400 for transmission. You just buy a new one, have it rebuilt, whatever, and be done, move on. Now,
or take it out and put it yourself. I had, when I was in high school, the alternator went out in my fucking 77 LeSabre. I went to a scrapyard, bought one, and just put it in.
Yep.
You could literally look in there, hold the thing, see how it goes, take the bolts out, put it in there, put the bolts back in, hook the shit up, boom.
Oh, you can't do that no more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But why? Why did we stop doing that?
Well, because engineers thought that they had to get if everybody can do it, then you don't have to take it to the shop.
Yeah.
And the shop needs to make money.
So America's more efficient. Americans have more money to spend at the stores and build and power up the economy.
It's a way.
Instead, they're forcing us to dump money into the economy, and that's wrong.
And well, they got special, like say they even come out with a bunch of things you have to have special tools for that cost thousands of dollars to do it.
Is this true? We're starting to see videos on, like, I don't know, Morgan has TikTok and all that shit. Starting to see videos on there of guys at shops hooking their laptops up to newer cars, and it says instead of telling them what's wrong, it says please take the car to a registered dealership for maintenance.
Yeah, there's certain depends on.
They literally cannot work on the vehicle anymore.
There's certain, it depends on, you can get scanners like for what I've got,
Yeah.
I got a scanner for each, but you have to get the right scanner Some will only
for
do
each individual vehicle now.
not each individual, but within like a 5-year parameter or a 6-year.
So they're
parameter.
nickel and diming them.
They do
too now.
They do,
just to
and
stay in business.
They all, you can buy a cheap one and it'll tell you just what the codes are, right? Or you can buy a more expensive and it'll read more codes like emissions and different, all this stuff. And the more you get, the better off you can do. You can delete things but be careful about deleting certain things. Don't be just deleting crap and all of a sudden you have trouble. But you can do that, and it's nice to have one. If you do buy a car, you can get one of those, and it's nice. But the problem everybody's running into is they hook onto it like that, and it says the fuel pressure sensor isn't reading right.
Yeah.
So they put a fuel pump in, right? No.
It was a sensor, not the fuel pump.
Well, you don't know. Was it the fuel pump? Was it the fuel rail? Was it a fuel injector? Was it the sensor? But it says it didn't have the pressure. So we'll go do that. Or the sensor ain't reading right. Oh, I'll go put a sensor on it. Well, you can't. That's why you have to figure out what it is and then call the dealership, call a shop or whatever and talk to them about it and take it in. And actually, yes, I know everybody thinks that diagnostic or whatever, $100 charge or whatever it is. It's a real thing. They need to, just because it says, the fuel pressure's bad. But what?
Why?
There's a whole bunch of parts to it. So they'll figure out we ain't just throwing parts at it. Because that gets expensive in a hurry too. Yeah. Now, if it's a $20 part, man, nobody cares. Throw it on there, see if it works.
I had a guy. I needed a fan in my fucking Sonic because I drove a Sonic because I was broke. Needed something that had good gas. So I had a fan put in. He said the fan was bad. He put a $500 fucking fan in it, and the fan blew because it was a wiring issue.
Yep.
And he just wants more money.
Yep.
And I was like, you can go fuck yourself. I brought the car in with a problem. You said you fixed it, gave it back to me. Same problem occurred. I ain't paying you a fucking dime.
Yep.
I'm not paying you shit.
And it's like for me, with what I got going on, one thing you guys might want to look at, or if you can, not everybody does it. I do it, and maybe you guys can start because it'll always help the guy out. Even if you have problems with your vehicles, let's just in the idea of this, I usually take my vehicles to the same place if they need repairs. If it's something I can't do, I take them to the same place, right? And every repair that's being done, whether it's tires, things like that, oil changes, I do myself, so I don't record it, anything like that. But
what do you mean record it?
I don't write it down of this many miles I changed the oil, this many miles I changed because I'm changing the oil. I know. I'm going to own the vehicle for like 5 years. I'm not writing it down that I changed it 4 times a year, every year, and what the mileage was. So
it makes it easier to sell.
It does make it easier to sell, but in general, if I'm changing my own, and there's no major engine problems and it runs fine, well, then obviously the guy probably changed his oil.
Yeah.
But I do, like, say, if I buy tires, if I take it in for whatever, a sensor being replaced, or if you take it to a repair shop, some repair shops just do mainly like engine and some do specialty transmission, right? So I'll just stick them all in an envelope and leave them in the glove box. Now, if you come across a vehicle like that, the deal is pull that stuff out and look and read through. If you see that he's taking this vehicle, the guy that that sold the vehicle, he's taking it to this same shop all the time, call the shop.
Yeah.
Call a shop up and say, hey, I got this. This is the VIN number. I see a lot of receipts in here from, you guys. Is there any major issues with this thing the last time it was in? And sometimes, once in a while, and you can't really blame a guy. Let's say you're it's 10 years old. I take it in and to a transmission shop and they're like, yeah, dude, you need a new transmission. This thing is on its last legs. It's usable, but it's going to go out here in the next 10, 15,000 miles.
Yeah.
That's $12,000. I'm going to go trade the damn thing off, buy a new one.
Yeah.
But at least, you know what I mean? You can't fault me for, I'm not spending that money just to trade it off because I'm not going to gain more money for it. But since I leave all that in there.
But that seems to be the majority of what's out there right now.
It is.
Because if you have a vehicle that's been taken care of and it's a good vehicle, it gets sold to friends and family.
Yep.
And then fucking anything that's like, oh, I don't want this when it blows up. That's what everything is now.
Yep. Or if the only other way to go about it is if you have a shop that you guys, you know somebody or you deal with, and if you don't deal with them, they're probably still going to charge you $250 to look at it.
Yeah.
But take it in and say, I want to just know that it's not going to cost me $5,000 in the next 4 months.
Well, I took it to the Big E auto place because it was the closest place to when the fucking problem happened. So and they were the only people that could look at it within fucking 24 hours. So I took it to them and they told me the price right away. They told me what it was going to cost. They told me about the labor and shit. And then that's when I talked to you and I verified like the price of shit.
Yep.
Because you explained, foreign parts, labor's up to $200 an hour now average.
Yep.
And stuff like that. So then the math came out right because I was still going based off of what I knew 10 years ago and thought I was getting hosed.
No, it's not. I get that too. It's things have look at food prices, right? They skyrocketed. Well, everything else went up too. Gas prices, they went up.
Well, now if this place, this Big E Motors or whatever there in Mitchell, if they do a good job and they fix my car and it's immaculate, that's going to be my shop.
Yeah.
I mean, my kids are both, I got one kid in college that's ready to get a car. I got another kid that's about done with high school that's almost ready to get a car. And I got a son that's wanting to learn how to drive so he can eventually get a car someday. So you're about to get a shit ton of business. Just the same thing when I was buying this used car. If this place would have sold me a decent fucking used car, they would have sold me another 4 or 5 fucking cars. Who knows?
Yep. And the thing I kind of like about this shop you took it to, whether you like it or not, I kind of think I like it.
They're just straightforward.
Well, they're straightforward, and what they did was it sounded like they took the worst case scenario.
Yeah,
they're like, okay, you might we got this, you got this, you got this, you might be this, might be this, and they just said this is what it's going to be. Mm-hmm. Now, if they take it apart and you don't need half of that stuff, they're like, hey, no, we actually got it done for a lot cheaper. Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And
they said they go based off of what they usually do. They want half down before they work on anything.
Yep.
Just to make sure that they at least get something.
Oh,
and of course, you're not getting your car back if you don't pay the rest. But even on that, I explained to the guy what happened with the dealership and everything. His advice was to call the dealership first. And then the guy at the dealership laughed at me and called me a liar. So I told him that, and he was like, holy shit, dude. He goes, honestly, I've never heard of that before. But he said half of it would be like $950. He said, if you can get me 9, he said, we'll start working on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only $50, but
hey,
cut me a fucking deal right there. Saw that I was getting my balls busted so hard and fucking took a little bit of pity and acted like a decent human being. I mean, that shows character right there. And the guy hasn't done a fucking thing to my car yet. I haven't even agreed to let him work on it. And he's right there. He's fucking already like, dude, that sucks. I can cut $50 off of it to help you out a little bit.
Yeah. And the deal is he could have been, nope. This is what it is. This is that's just our policy. This is what has to be. And you get like, okay, I understand. Yeah. You know what? But at least he had a little bit like, dude, I'm trying here.
A little bit of sympathy. When you're getting just the world's just beating the piss out of you, a little bit of sympathy can start a long-term business relationship, man.
Oh, yeah. And you gotta understand what them repair places go through too.
Oh, you know how many people? Oh,
screw
you
them
have
over.
Something fixed, and they go, "Well, I didn't want you to put that thing in."
Yeah.
Like, how many just douchebags? But
So you got to be decent to them too, even when you're frustrated.
I'm nice. I don't yell. I don't call names to people when I'm going into places like that. Even the guy that screwed me over, I didn't say anything to him or anything. He got me.
Yep. Hey.
Fuck do I want to say?
Yep.
You got me, unless I want to spend thousands of dollars going after you and dragging this out for a fucking year and a half and fucking, unless I want to do all that shit, you got me. But you know what? You'll never get me again.
And you never know. Like I say, when you talk to this guy, when you walk in with your money and they say, yeah, we'll get started or whatever, and you can just bring it up to him. Say, all right, hey, kid, obviously, I'm not rich. I don't have like $4,000 sitting around. Can I start paying you a couple $100 a week, or can we work out a payment plan?
I told him where I work.
They'll probably be cool to work with you. However,
I told him where I work and how often I get paid, and he said they're fine waiting a couple weeks until I can get the money and pay them. They're not gonna. He's never said anything about storage fee, anything. He's never busted my balls about any of that shit. And it is nice because it's literally like you can see it from where I work. You can see the repair shop. Like we're that close. So, yeah. And if this works out as, them doing a good, which I have a pretty good feeling about it, should be, they seem like decent people. Like they weren't bullshitting me.
No.
And the lady that handles their books and shit is like a middle-aged lady, no nonsense, no bullshit lady.
Yep.
Told me how much it was going to be and why.
Well, and the thing is like I said, I like the idea that they maybe gave you worst case scenario, which is great because you as a customer, if you ever got a phone call, if they said, hey, it's going to be $1,500 and you get a phone call and you're like, hey, actually it was $3,800, you're pissed.
Oh yeah.
Right. You're like, what
I wasn't prepared.
But if they tell you, hey, it's like, let's say $3,800, and they call and say, actually, we did it for $1,750. You're like, you guys are the best, awesome,
Well, he told me that from what they can see, just looking at it, they're estimating around $3,400. And he said if they take the head off or the heads or whatever, I don't know what the fuck it's called because I don't know anything about motors. Half the reason I got fucked. But if they take that off and there's potentially another problem, which they think could be, might not. It could go up to as much as $5,400.
Yep.
And but he only needs half of the first amount to get started.
Yes.
And then if he runs into that other shit, we'll take care of that when it comes up.
Exactly. And like I say, even after you put your half down, right? I'm sure.
Well, the warranty that came with it did pay $1,500 at least on it, so I didn't get hung out to dry, completely.
Yep. Like I say, when you put your money down and they get started on it. Even at that point, like say when you walk in and say, here you go, can you, by that time they've already got all the parts probably ordered anyway. They know you're coming.
Yeah.
And you get started on it or whatever. You just ask them right then and there, say, so, just be real with them. And like, I ain't got money, man. And
the first thing I asked is, I asked if they were going to be using certified parts.
Oh yeah.
Like certified good parts. Not just whatever will get it running. I don't need to cut corners there. And then
some things you can cut corners on, internal in the motor, don't cut corners.
Yeah, no, I wanted the genuine parts. Yeah. And then I asked him, I said, if this is fixed, I said, you see anything else that's going to potentially be a problem with this thing? And he goes, I won't really know until I take the head off and look in it, and check it out internally.
Yep.
He said, but from what I see, it's a great vehicle. Just this one cylinder went out, and
there's a lot of that these days with the new government emissions. Government.
That means that you're all that means is that your timing chain's going out at 100,000 miles.
What they do is they have so many. Their fleets have to get such an average fuel mileage now, and they increase it all the time. So to do that, what they did was on most vehicles, a lot of them, they would put displacement on demand, right? So you would have a V8, right? 8 cylinders. Well, when you get up to cruising speed and you're going down the interstate and you hit your cruise, you're just cruising along. Well, the computer talks back and forth, say, hey, we don't need all this just to cruise. So it would cut like 4 cylinders off and just let them move with no fuel.
Yeah.
Save fuel, up the mileage. Not really, but it sounded good on a test. You know what I mean?
Sounded good on paper.
Exactly. Well, the problem is they have a standard lifter that everybody talks about. They changed it because it has to have this spring relief, and it has a bunch of added parts that move
that you don't need,
and that they really don't need, and they fail. Not just on Saab, but on Ford, on GM, on Dodge, everything. They fail all the time. It's extremely common, especially through 2005-ish to 2015 range. It's really, really common that these things. So if you hear a lifter tick, as the motor's going, doesn't always mean it is, but it's a good indication that, okay, if it has what they call DOD, displacement on demand.
Yeah.
So something you can look out for, or at least be aware of. And it works great when it works, but it doesn't work great for very long.
Dude, I did so much research on cars. I still can't look at like cars.com and shit. It fucking gives me anxiety. I can't. I don't want anything to do with fucking vehicles ever again. I did so much research on this. Like I said, the motor's clean. The price was fucking average for that vehicle, so I wasn't, it wasn't undercut or fucking way over. The mileage was fucking good. It has new tires on it. I drove it around. It doesn't make a single noise when you turn it hard either way. The motor never made a noise. I took it in town. I took it out on the interstate. The only issue it had when I drove it was a low tire. One of the tires was low.
Oh, yeah.
And when they put air in it, the thing rode amazing.
Well, like you said, just got new tires, which is great. Mm-hmm. Tires are expensive nowadays.
Especially since it's a big SUV, a luxury model SUV. It's, the big tires are fucking expensive. And I think they're like Yokohama tires or some shit. Yep. Like, they're good tires.
They're good tires.
So.
And you'll have, once this is done, I mean, to bring it full circle here for everybody understands, it's, okay, you bought a used vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Something not like catastrophic, but major.
Pretty bad.
Happens.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's going to be a good size bill.
Yep.
Okay.
About half of what I paid for the vehicle.
But that's fixed, other than maybe a couple little minor things.
Yeah.
You don't have to go out and buy new tires. You know what I mean? You don't have to go out and the windows aren't all cracked up. You don't have to buy new windows.
Windshield's in good condition.
The seals are good. You don't all the little things.
Car wash doesn't leak anywhere.
You know what I mean? All the little things.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's taken care of, there might be a little sensor here, a little sensor there.
The leather seats are in good condition.
Yep.
It's just a tear just starting on the outside, but a seat cover, if I can literally take care of that.
So, but when you're done with this, the question, like I talked to you and we talked about it, was, are you going to be happy with it if it is fixed and runs properly? Are you going to be happy with the vehicle? Not just
fucking
like, not, but I didn't want you to say, well, yeah, it's good enough. No. Are you going to be happy?
Yeah.
And that's how you really got to be when you're buying a used vehicle.
I haven't, I'm working, putting in extra hours and everything, getting money to pay it off. I'm actually excited to get it back.
Good.
To have it, to drive it, I missed that. I already told her, I'm like, you're not driving this when we get it back. This is going to be mine.
You're like, yeah.
And then when we replace the van.
Women are hard on vehicles.
Well, she also doesn't mind because the van is basically hers. And when we get a new vehicle to replace that, which will be either a car or a van, that'll be hers.
Yeah, but a van ain't cool to drive.
Oh, man. You don't know. Some of them, the newer ones, they ride. That Town and Country I had was one of the best riding vehicles I ever had. It rides so smooth because they're made to haul kids long distances. You're going to games and blah, blah. So they cruise, man.
I'll still.
Well, I know you
I'll
don't
still
want to
look better
get
in
one
my car.
aesthetically. Yeah,
I'll
they're
still
not
look better
pleasing.
in my car.
But I'm saying, like, most people, especially guys like you, who are like car buffs and stuff like that, they've never driven a minivan.
Oh no, I've driven minivan. Yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
no, I'm saying like these newer ones coming out, they're fucking getting pretty luxurious.
Oh yeah, but just still minivan. I mean.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Honestly, some of them I think you could turn into sleepers. Some of them, because they're like this shitty town and country that I have has more balls than a couple of the cars that I've had in the past. It's actually got a decent motor and some Getty up in it, and there's obviously full size vans that have better motors and stuff. You could really have some fun with a fucking van, dude.
but like
today's economy, you could turn that shit into an apartment.
But at least now you got basically what we're trying to let people know is different ways to do it, and don't get really excited. I mean, obviously, yeah, everybody hates car problems and car bills, and I mean, it sucks. We all get it, but just keep in mind that when it's done, unless you paid like 1,000 over what the thing books for, and you already paid way too much for it, and then you have a huge problem, and then then you got problems. Then I can understand being mad, but you can't really be mad at anybody else for yourself. You paid too much for it.
But that's the thing, like, especially the stigma that goes with it. Like, I'm the man of the house. It was my job to find a vehicle, my job to find one that would be good for the family, and blah, and I fucked it up so bad.
Not really. These days it's so hard.
It left us without a vehicle. Like, we literally are down to a van with almost 250,000 miles on it, and that is our only.
And
vehicle.
that's the hard part about it. I mean, years ago, cars up until probably like 2000, mid 2000s, everything before, cars were made to last. Okay. You might get a 1976 whatever, and the motor would only last
100,000 miles,
maybe. You'd be lucky, probably 80,000, and the thing was shot.
Yeah,
but it was cheap and easy to fix, to get it repaired, and then it was easy to bolt right back in and get it all done, and away you go. And the rest of the car is good. It was made to be repaired, made to last for a long time.
Yeah.
From about 2000 up, they're disposable. They're not made to last.
Yeah, they're disposable vehicles.
They're made to last that 10, 12 years, and then after that,
literally, so you can't buy a used vehicle now.
You can, but
you can't.
You can.
They're made to break. So by the time you get your hands, like, for us, we couldn't find what would be considered an affordable, good, low mileage vehicle for less than $15,000.
Yep.
Now, 10 years ago, you could find that same thing for $5,000
or less.
Yeah. You could find a good vehicle for $5,000. Now, $15,000, but we're economically, we're in the same fucking boat we were in 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm making an extra $2 an hour than I was then. But shit costs like 3 times as much.
Oh, yeah.
So the cost of things has tripled, but my pay has gone up by some odd percent.
When, like, back in, right around 90s and 2000s, I could go out, and I did it all the time. I'd pick up a vehicle they'd just be selling for $500, and it run and drive. I mean, it might look like it sat in like Oakland downtown in the ghetto for a month. You know what I mean? But it run and drive, and then whatever, as long as it moves, we're good for $500. As long as whatever, you can't go wrong. That same vehicle now is $4,000.
Yeah, what the fuck?
It's ridiculous. I get it. I mean, thanks for the government and all the.
Well, why is everybody
money.
just agreeing with all this? Like, if we just would do something as a group,
yeah, well,
we could get so much shit done if we would just, as a group, go, well, we're not buying that. Pick one car, pick one new style car that comes out, and just go, we are not buying that vehicle. Well, and then boom. And if you continue releasing shitty vehicles, well, next year we're going to pick 2.
Well, you can't do that because people still buy the Kia Soul.
That's just it.
I mean, the thing is ugly.
Yeah, it's
the
ugly.
thing is the most god awful thing you've ever seen in your. And people buy it because they just keep going. And so you'll never get everybody.
Because it's affordable. It's affordable because you don't think, well, how much is it going to cost when it blows up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like anything. You pay.
Trust me,
you pay what it's worth. Yeah, okay. A vehicle
Kia Souls are a dime a dozen.
It might be $100,000 vehicle you're buying, but that vehicle is basically designed to stay together and run properly and not have any major issues for 10, 15 years.
Well, that's what I heard.
Now, if you buy a brand new $30,000, $25,000 vehicle, okay, that vehicle's only going to last 6 years or so, and then you're going to start to have problems.
Well, I heard that American cars are basically disposable now.
Yeah.
And then like European, German cars are good if you get the oil change regularly. They'll run for a really long time. And then Japanese cars are good regardless.
Yeah. Well,
you just treat them like shit, and they're made because it's the way that the Japanese design their motor compared to the way the Germans design their motor. Germans designed it for precision and, and if you take good care of it, it'll last a long time. Japanese designed it so that if you forget the fucking thing has a motor, it'll
still run.
Yeah.
You get like, and nobody, you take like Volkswagen, you take, BMW and stuff. I mean, they're amazing vehicles. We all know it.
If you take care of
them. You can't ever go wrong with Honda, Toyota.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had a little Suzuki Esteem. I couldn't kill it. I tried.
I still see fucking 92 trackers driving around.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't kill the dang thing.
Yeah.
It was horrible. I was like, the ugliest car you ever seen in the world.
Oh, the trackers are too. They're hideous, but they won't die.
Yeah, they just keep going.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that comes. But, again, they're foreign cars
but even then
parts are expensive.
The Honda Civic had issues in the mid 2010s.
Oh yeah,
there was 4 or 5 years where the Honda Civic was a piece of shit.
Yep.
And that's one of the most reliable cars ever. Why in the fuck does this keep happening? Why are we changing? You have a vehicle that is determined to be one of the most reliable and loved vehicles out there. Just keep making them. Why in the fuck do you have to update it, make it new, make it innovative? We want that. We want more of that.
Well, yeah, it's like, it's.
If you started selling...
We have a different way of looking at stuff as a consumer, being,
but that's
a based, logical person saying, okay, you got a good product, just don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Leave it alone, don't fuck it up. It works.
You could literally just sell that for the rest of your life and continue.
Same motor, same everything, just change your body, make it look better. That's all we give a shit.
Make it look better. Add a new color every year.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it doesn't take very much. But to them, they're like, you keep fucking with it.
Well, they got to have a reason for that design guy to keep his fucking job. It's like, I'm sorry, the last guy did it good. You move the fuck on now. We got this car to sell.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to continue to sell this car because it's a great car.
There's a good question. There's a good question. What do people think of so I'm talking cars a little bit.
Yeah.
Even though it's smoking that ish, so it's a little weird. But
it's a combined episode.
So. Darn right.
Yeah.
So we got what do you think? Make comments. I want to kind of find out what everybody's feeling. What do you think of the change in the Corvette from the C7 to the Z8, where it changed from what a Corvette normally looks like to now it looks like a Ferrari? Yeah. So do you like it? Do you not?
They already did that with that.
Did they go too far? Did they go too fast or what?
They did that in the early 90s with the fucking Fiero. Or whatever the fuck it was called.
The Fiero was a piece of shit.
Yeah, the poor man's fucking Ferrari.
That was a poor man's lawnmower.
It just looked like a Ferrari. Ugly. That's just it. It had the same kind of body design, and you could even buy kits to make it look even more like a Ferrari if you wanted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was a goddamn thing.
Okay, so they've already done it once. Why in the fuck are we doing the same shit over again?
I don't know why.
Why? Because there's another generation of 20-year-olds that don't remember the last time we did this shit.
Yes.
Why? So why are the rest of us not going, hey, fucktard? They already did this. They already screwed you on this once.
Yeah, you want to talk about all the clothes I had when I was in school? That all of a sudden are in now.
Worth my T-shirts would have been.
Oh yeah,
$500.
They're it's ridiculous. Like all the kids, my daughters are going through
vintage.
Yeah, they're vintage, and they're like, oh, this is coming back in style. I said, I wore them when I was like 16. What the hell I figured no, it just recycles, man. It just keeps coming back every generation.
Just wear whatever the fuck you want, whatever's comfortable, whatever works for you.
Yep,
that's what you do. You don't chase trends.
Oh, they do. They all do.
Dumb shit.
They all do.
You realize you can get laid without all that stuff, right?
Well, yeah, you can, but you got to have a lot of other things going for you. You got to look the part.
Mm-hmm.
You can't look like a bum.
You can't be a monster.
Yeah,
but there are attractive women out there that have a thing for fat guys, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, but a very small percentage.
Not as small as you think. It's actually bigger than you think, especially around here.
Well, there is. There's a whole another aspect of that where it's
I think it's like ancestral. Something about a fat guy means he has food.
No, it isn't that.
It means you won't starve to death.
No, most women. This is, I mean, in a general sense, a lot of women that do this. This is the reason why they do it. Is they'll probably, in general, we're thinking that these women that are doing this generally are 25 to 30, right in there, right?
Yeah.
Not in their young, not in the 18 to 25.
They're hitting
25 to 30. The reason why they're starting to do this is because they're like, well, I've been going after these hot Chads and Tyrones that are the greatest thing in the world.
Chads.
Right? So they're like, and they've been treating me like crap, and they cheat on me, and they're doing this, and they're doing that. And well, I'm going to take a guy that's less attractive. He won't treat me that way because he'll appreciate me. That's where that comes from. Right. And the thing is, they grow to resent that person. So they're the ones that go out and cheat or dump him and just go on to somebody else and then right back to where they were. So
correct.
Women don't actually settle.
That actually is what's...
Yeah, that's exactly why it is.
The ones that I know that do chase fat guys, they do tend to cheat on them with other fat guys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's sick and sad, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
But you don't have to dress in a $5,000 suit. It helps. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. But you actually, the thing is,
first off, buy decent fucking cologne, okay?
Dude, that is major.
Stop buying your fucking cologne at Walmart.
Yeah, don't. Yeah.
Don't. If you're going into Walmart to buy your cologne, you're fucking up.
Yeah.
Go into like a fucking Dillard's or spend $100 on a bottle of cologne or $150. Get a nice fucking bottle of cologne. It makes a world of difference.
Oh, yeah.
You buy Walmart cologne, you instantly smell cheap.
Yeah, and don't buy into all this pheromone cologne crap.
That's shit.
This is all just garbage. I mean, they're just
literally not wear cologne. And
they're just selling money. Selling something, make money. They're screwing you over, but it doesn't really do what you say. If you're going to, if you actually do buy something like that, you're going to spend extreme amount of money. It's not cheap. It's going to be $700-800 a bottle.
Yeah.
So if you're just like, oh, look, I got it for $79, dude, that's just water with a little
spritz.
Yeah, spritz in there of just general nothing and say, look at this idiot, Yep. So, but it is
like how to tell a good quality cologne. Now, if you spray some cologne on and then you are doing an activity or something and you start to sweat, and that cologne kind of changes its scent a little bit, that's a cheap fucking cologne. If you put cologne on and you go to work or something, you're sweating your ass off and you fucking go like this and you smell the same smell that you smelled when you sprayed it on, that's good cologne.
Yeah. And you can always check the top 10, top 15 because they do cologne companies. They go out and they do surveys for women, and women will actually survey the ones they like. So it'll be a good a good
but that
pool to select
that doesn't
from.
Really work out either because women don't know what the fuck they like.
No, but they scent to a woman is huge. It really is. It's like a third of attraction. It's amazing what that'll do.
Yeah,
looks.
Personality.
A
woman decides within like fucking 30 seconds if she's gonna fuck you or not.
Exactly, and if you stink, guaranteed.
If the scent comes
if
off
you
wrong,
smell good,
You smell good. Your
Okay.
chances
Yeah,
automatically
you already
increase.
jumped up. You're already 1/3 on the way.
Yeah, now you're an option.
You look good and you're intelligent. Okay, boom.
Or funny, if you can be funny at all. Just
but you don't want to be a
the only thing you
dork.
don't want to be when you're trying to talk to girls or something. I know we're off topic, but who the fuck cares? Don't be nervous. Don't be awkward.
No, you got to be confident.
Just be confident and be yourself. And if it doesn't work out, move the fuck on. Don't dwell on it. Don't, oh, I can't believe that girl said that to me. You'd be like, oh,
Who cares?
Fucking, she said what? Fuck her. I'm going to go talk to this girl. Like,
Just
and you
turn
don't
to her.
have to play the numbers game either. You don't have to do that. But
No, just turn and talk to her friend.
yeah, just be confident in yourself. Don't be nervous and be agreeing with everything she says. Nobody wants that. No, people want to be challenged. They want, don't disagree with everything they say.
No,
don't be.
There's a fine line between being, all right, we'll just be real. Most guys watch this, and then a few women that watch, they'll agree. Guys are assholes. We all are. We all are to a certain extent. Just like I'll say it.
Guys,
I think that women are crazy. I mean, not in a bad way. It's just they think different than what we are. It seems crazy to me.
Somebody, you start them out thinking that Disney princess shit is real, and then you move them on through life, and eventually
the deal is there's
crazy.
nothing wrong with being a little bit of an asshole.
No,
a little bit.
As
now,
long as
what I mean, little bit. Okay, now keep that in mind. You cannot be a dickhead. You know what I mean? That's extremely unattractive and a turnoff. Having a little edge, having a little bit of boundaries. Now that's attractive.
Firm boundaries and firm moral and personal beliefs that you don't bend in high pressure situations. Things that you go through, do a moral checklist, things that you absolutely believe in, things that you absolutely will not stand for, and stand by that. And make sure you make that things you will not stand for list good and small. Because you don't want to try and be a chivalrous knight in the world right now. You'll be throwing fists every 15 fucking minutes. Like, you got to be a reasonable person. I don't like it if somebody was to call my girlfriend a name in public, but that's not a violent offense. That's something where I tell her, let's go. You go ahead of me. That guy can fuck off and go on. And now, if it was something more serious, somebody puts hands on her or something. Now,
well, yeah, that's different.
You got to be realistic. Life's not a music video or a fucking video game or a movie or TV. Life does not go the way it goes in movies and shit where this is what the cool guy would do. That's not how shit works, dude. You got to be realistic. You got to know who you are. That's attractive.
Well, and it's like also when you, like you said, be confident. Don't be scared and worried, but walk in there. I mean, I say a lot this on my podcast about tips and tricks and different ways to see if they like you, if they don't like you, even if they're not saying it one way or the other, or if they're acting like they don't like you, but they've given you all the other signs that they are.
Yeah.
So women are kind of crazy when it comes like that.
Well,
not in a bad way, but it's just this different
experience. You start to pick up on almost a vibe in the room and without having to do.
But yeah, when you go talk to a woman, I mean, stand up straight. I mean, simple things. I mean, come on,
stand up straight, shoulders back,
look her in the eye.
Eyes. Eye contact is huge nowadays because everybody's too scared to do.
Yep. Keep
practice eye contact.
If anything, talk just a little slower. And then, like I say, when you, like me, this is my normal voice, whatever. But when I first meet a woman and I walk up and talk to her, okay, I'm going to just talk a little slower. I'm going to lower my voice a little bit. This is just the way it's going to be. Nothing big, nothing extreme, just normal.
More relaxed, more laid
I'm just
back,
chill. I'm cool.
Comfortable.
Yeah.
Comfortable where I'm at, what I'm doing. You don't, like if you're laid back and you're just chill and calm, it gives you a little bit more control in the situation because once they come over and you go, oh, hey, how's it going? And you start to get nervous, boom, they're running it. They're running the whole where that conversation's going to go, how it's going to go. They're running it. If you're chilled and laid back and stuff, you have more control.
And 99% of the time, you're going to have to carry the conversation.
I mean,
especially the first you're going to, because
nowadays in the world of reality TV and TikTok,
well,
not a lot of
now if you're talking online, if you're talking about online stuff, I got a whole segment of the podcast about that,
Well, no, I'm saying those things don't give you good conversational material.
Nothing.
And that's what a lot of people do nowadays.
But if you say you're going to ask the guy, you got to carry the conversation. There's
not all the time,
not all the time, but you're talking
just in case.
The majority of it, about 80% or better.
Well, still,
you're gonna have to carry
even if you're not going to have to be prepared.
There's a few reasons why. The reason why you have to do it, for one, you approach them. You got to imagine being a smaller person, with a guy that's physically bigger and stronger come walking up. It's a stranger you don't know.
Yeah.
So it puts them a little odd.
Think about this. Like, think about the level of difference there is in fear of being raped.
Well,
day for most small, attractive women, and then us being just average guys. It's not that. It's just, I worry 0% almost every day about. Zero. Never crosses my mind, really. It's not small women. I mean, fucking, you're walking down an aisle at Walmart and fucking a big guy walks behind you. You're like, oh, fuck. This could be it. Like, well,
yeah, but it's not even like that extreme. It's just the idea that it's human nature. It's like take, for instance, you're an average guy, average size, you're not small. But if every other guy in the world was 7'2" and 380 pounds, you'd be a little more cautious about what's going on.
You'd just be horrified.
You'd just be paying attention. So that's what I'm saying.
I'd be a court jester at that point.
The thing is
I'd have the
you're not terrified for your life, but you just know that you got to be a little more socially aware of what's going on.
Honestly, I would probably just like be some kind of supervillain at that point.
But
I'm gonna fucking destroy the whole world. Everybody thinks I'm tiny. Wait till they see the size of this explosion. $1 million. Yes, they'll remember me after I blow up the world.
But that's the thing. So they're obviously, in general, even if they like you or don't like you, they're going to be a little off put. You know what I mean? It's an awkward situation.
Yeah.
If they are trying to figure out if they like you, they don't know what to say because you come up to them. And if they do like you, that's a whole nother thing. But if they don't like you, they're trying not to be rude. Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Which
it's cool.
A good person would do.
Yeah, it's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But if they do like you, okay, now they're not trying to say something stupid that you think they're retarded and they walk off. You know what I mean? So they're kind of, they don't know what to say. They're way more socially aware than what we are.
They start social ninja training.
Yeah, they know all this stuff, but they see it all, but we don't. And so they are very hyper aware of it, and they're worried that they're going to do something that we see as odd, because everybody has an oddity about it.
When you're a freaking kid, we're grabbing sticks, pretending they're swords, and they're playing with dolls, pretending to have extreme marital issues and stuff. Like, they emotionally, socially, they start out way faster than. By the time we realize, we're like, oh fuck, we got to know how to talk to them. Oh shit, we're 14.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know any better, and we only thinking about like, we don't know any better.
Oh wait, now I kind of want them around. Oh shit.
Yeah, and here we are pulling their hair.
And then we start doing shit like, you see how big my muscles are? Look how heavy I can lift this heavy thing. Like,
and then all of a sudden, okay, that's weird.
Oh yeah, we're awkward, weird.
Yeah. So it's the thing is just always walk in with confidence, like saying, always try to keep it.
Not just with women, but even in like personal and business settings. Eye contact in conversations. Eye contact and a firm handshake can
Oh yeah, still a guy thing.
Miles, dude, around here.
It still means a lot for a guy, right? Then you just read people's body language right away. Yeah. So, and it's when you do go up and approach a woman or talk to her or whatever in real life, because I guess everything it's going all to freaking online. But when you do it in real life,
you're not going to get to know anybody online. No, you're just going to get to know who they wish they were.
When you start to do this, when you meet somebody, going in, try to keep it to 5 minutes or less. When you approach a woman, 5 minutes or less.
Yeah.
For one, you're not going to be able to carry the conversation and sound cool for much longer than that.
Yeah. And if she's not giving you her phone number by then, she's not gonna.
Well, yeah, you got to, and whether you're going to get the phone number, the level of interest, it doesn't really matter. At least before you leave, you got to, try to get some contact information. Whether it's an app.
Yeah, you're putting yourself in their thoughts.
Yeah, exactly. Basically. And so you just walk in, you talk, you have this little thing. Obviously, they just go, all that dumb stuff, whatever. Doesn't mean they don't like you. Might just mean that they're nervous, don't know what to say.
Yeah.
So
check back later.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, you always play it off like when you walk in and do that, there'll be a group of 4 guys you're out with, and you're like, hey, I'm going to check her out. We go over, talk to her for all right, hey, I got to get back to my friends, and I mean you, blah, 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 blah. I'd like to try, you guys got, Instagram, you got Snap, whatever the deal is.
Also,
get that and then bounce.
Also,
then
if you don't have friends, going out to a bar and meeting a chick can be kind of difficult, but also flying solo does work if you have confidence and stuff. It does work. And also, another thing, if you are having trouble with the bar scene, you don't really know how to talk to girls there or what to do. You don't really want to drink, whatever it is. Do what you like to do. Go out and do what you enjoy doing. Go hiking or, I don't know, whatever it is you do. Go, I don't know, paintball. Go play paintball, whatever. I mean, whatever it is you're into, and see if somebody just pops up around there, because then that's going to be authentic. Really, it's easier to make it. You automatically have something to talk about right away because you're both doing the same shit, and you automatically have mutual interests.
Yep. So and it works out good like that.
It does get you in the door.
If you can. I mean, generally.
Well, sometimes the best thing to do to find somebody is to stop looking.
Well,
stop looking and focus on things that make you happy. Because if you're,
it can't be your main priority in life.
You can't be desperate. You can't. It's almost like people can smell desperation on you, and it's a huge turnoff. Huge.
It's like I say, it's not like don't look. It's not like that. I mean, I know what you're saying, but what it is
don't make it your soul.
Yeah,
focus.
Make sure that you're working on yourself and your career or whatever, making money or building your car, or, getting your house, whatever the deal is.
Things that are important to you.
That's the main thing. And then 25% is looking for a woman.
Yeah, you don't want to end up codependent. Where I need her so that I can focus on the rest of my life.
Yeah,
I just can't get anything straight until I, find somebody.
Dude,
you got to work on yourself. You got to work on yourself there.
Yep.
And don't shit on yourself for needing work either. Everybody needs work. Just very few people admit it and do anything about it.
Yep. Hey, dude, and that's a lot.
Be better.
That's a lot of the stuff. Like, say, honestly, if you guys are really looking into knowing more about this stuff, then check out the podcast. I've got hours and hours and hours.
So
of
much great advice, dude. A lot of people say that he comes off as a dick. I
am.
And it's not so much that he's a dick. It's just he doesn't have time for all the niceties and the bullshit.
To be direct.
And I'm the same fucking way. Everybody thinks I'm a dick too. I just say what I feel is what I think is the truth. What I And if it's a contradictory thing, I do as much research as I can. And, but I'm not going to not say something because it might offend somebody.
Yeah. And the thing is I just have to be direct.
Yeah.
If I beat around the bush, I could talk for 20 minutes to get one point. Otherwise, I can just say, hey, listen, this is the way it is.
Yeah.
And the point's done. I get it.
And that
I'm a little harsh, but you guys, sometimes you got to hear that.
It works for us too, because a lot of people find that as refreshing.
Well, yeah, it is. It's nice. And sometimes when people are like, oh, okay. Because I heard people say all this rigmarole, but I never heard anybody just cut to the point.
Yeah.
And for the women that are listening or whatever, hey, you start understanding what men actually like and what way we think, and which I know to them is weird, just like we don't understand the way women think. Whatever. But it's good for them too. They can come back and get a little something.
Yeah. And make sure you're putting in something. If you want something out of a relationship, don't just sit there with your hand out. Yeah. You're like, well, I deserve to be because of them. Bring something to the table.
Exactly. But what men too,
both sides,
yeah, exactly.
Both sides, dude.
But what men bring to the table and what women bring it, are expected to bring are completely different things.
But
nobody understands.
But there are women that do it the opposite way, where they have the career and they have all this shit, and they would just like to have a guy to come home to.
True.
That
very few like that.
Yeah.
Most of them have very high demands though, and it's women. Well, a lot of people don't get it, but attraction isn't symmetrical.
Yeah.
What just because a woman wants this stuff out of a guy doesn't mean if she gets that stuff that the guy is going to be attracted. We don't want none of that stuff. We don't want to date ourselves just the same way as she doesn't want to date herself.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she does, because some of them. Yeah, there you go. But you guys ever want to more or whatever, just check out the podcast. There's tons of stuff. You'll pick something up, I'll guarantee it, or you'll laugh, one of the two,
or you'll be just appalled.
Yeah, you'd be like, this guy's so horrible.
But I hear a lot of stuff, especially from younger guys nowadays, about just like, women just don't want nice guys. They always want this fucking asshole. They don't always go for the dick and because you're no fun. You're no fun. You're a one-trick pony. You're an echo. You're a simp. Nobody
exactly. Nobody wants
no
that.
Challenge, no fun, no. People need friction. You don't want
not really like
yes man.
You don't want to be a lot
Jesus.
of friction. You know what I mean?
You don't
but
but
the thing is women like to know that their man's a man.
Yeah.
And he's not going to be pushed around.
I compare it, and this is going to get me in a heap of fucking trouble, so you'll love this.
Well, let's do this.
Yeah,
let's do this.
But I find it similar a lot to raising kids, because especially nowadays with everybody partying and shit, even when they have kids and stuff, fuck is wrong with you? You got to have that shit in order first before you're out getting fucked up. But everybody just goes out and gets fucked up and all that shit. So I see a lot of kids that people say are out of control. This kid's out of fucking control. I don't know what to do. And then those kids become friends with my kids. They come over, they spend the night, and I tell them 2 or 3 times, hey, you don't do that here. We don't do that. Don't act like that. That's unacceptable. And then, tell them, you're good. It's not a big deal. Nobody cares. Just don't we don't do that. And not only do they not get pissed and freak out about it, they love coming over. That becomes their favorite place to hang out, because there's rules, there's discipline. It feels safe,
That's 90% of it.
And with a lot of women in the relationship,
they have to feel
they are going to test your boundaries.
Oh, all the time.
They're going to see if they can push you around, if they can change things about you, if they can, and you have to be you,
Just like a lot of what we call it, or, us in the industry, I guess you could say, call it, is when you approach a woman, even in the first 2-3 minutes, they're called shit tests. she'll do not meaning to, she'll just do it. And she's going to do something, and your response is whether you are confident enough or you're not.
Yeah.
And if you're not, she doesn't have any interest in you.
She loses interest at the very least.
Yep. Or otherwise, if you, and it's like a subconscious
you start
thing.
fighting an uphill battle at that point.
Yep. It's the subconscious thing that she just does. Not, not all, but I'm talking like 80% or better. They do this, and you got to know what it is to see it and know how to respond to it, or whether to respond to it at all.
Yeah.
The
number one thing, you be confident in yourself and what you believe in, and that will give you all your answers right there.
Yep.
I mean, whatever kind of question it is she asks you, or she'll ask you one of those stupid, what would you do if, like I was a lima bean or whatever, and you just tell the truth. Be like, I'd fucking throw you in the garbage and go try and find a woman, I guess.
Yeah. And
I'm not going to.
Everybody's trying to go to the extremes.
Yeah. And just,
it's like,
don't.
Like I say, in general, a woman in general, she doesn't want the nice guy that's going to agree with everything she says all the time and give her everything she wants all the time. Yeah, they'll say they want that. And yes, they might enjoy that for about 2 months, and then it gets old.
Yeah.
They don't want the guy that's going to be constantly talking down to them, making them feel bad, degrading them, or whatever. They don't want that. Them are two extremes.
Well, some people do want that because that's how they were raised.
Exactly, but it's
for some stupid
them are
reason
two extremes. In general, your average, which you got to take the 80%.
Got to talk averages.
Yeah, because otherwise, I could talk about fringe little thing. Yeah, then it does nobody any good because there's like 1,000 people in the world that like that. Well, what good does that do anybody?
Yeah.
But the 80% in general, they like somewhere generally in the middle of them too. They want a guy that's very firm at times, but also is understanding, but isn't going to put up with crap, but
isn't a
dickhead about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I mean?
You can have firm boundaries and firm beliefs and morals and shit and not be a dick about it.
Oh yeah.
You just don't take the extra added shit when people try to cross those barriers. You tell them that's no. I'm sorry, that's unacceptable.
Yeah, you tell them something along that line.
Yeah.
It isn't like, oh, you get all excited. No, you just like, nah, that ain't for me. No.
Yeah.
We're not going there. That's
okay.
That's
like
a boundary.
a good example.
Will not go by.
There's a lot of guys out there that are like, manly men, or especially fucking for some reason these gangster wannabe guys that don't play any homosexual shit at all. If you've pretended like, oh, what's up, you fucking whatever, I'll suck your dick later, you'll be fine. And they'll fucking, what the fuck you say, man? Like, it's the same kind of shit, like it's the same type of stuff. You gotta fucking just be more, I don't know, I don't want to say,
you just gotta be who you are.
Yeah.
And like, you should be solid about it.
You shouldn't have a lot of questions about what type of person you are when you're going into these relationships.
Yeah, you should know.
You should have yourself in order.
And you shouldn't be worried about what do I got to change to be.
That doesn't mean you
person.
can't get laid till you get your shit in order. Okay, go ahead, go out.
Oh no,
get laid.
That's what hoes are for.
Yes, and you can be honest with them too. You can totally. They honestly,
don't care.
Some of them find it refreshing.
Yeah, most of them.
Just like
most of them don't care.
That you're like fucking, because most go, no, I love you. I love you. Oh yeah, dude, we'll be together forever. And then they sleep with them and they're like, whatever, bitch, bye.
See ya.
But if you're the guy that's like, no, that's not what I'm looking for. I mean, we can hang out, we can have fun. Tonight maybe. If things go well, we'll hang out again sometime. But that's as far as I can go right now.
Yep.
Because I got too much stuff going on. And then that can also be attractive because they're like, hey, this guy's got a life.
This guy's real.
He's got shit going on.
He's actually telling me what
he's not just, and get off your goddamn Xbox, dude. Get off your Xbox. Yes, it's okay to do when everything for the day is done or you have a day just to fuck off. Go ahead. But if you're working, coming home and getting on your Xbox and complaining that your girlfriend's being a bitch, she kind of has the right to be a bitch.
Well, yeah, you got to give them attention.
You're non-contributing in the home relationship.
Yeah,
you're contributing financially, but socially and emotionally, you're contributing dick.
Yeah,
and she can get dick anywhere.
Women's main thing is they want attention.
Yeah.
And so you got to give them attention in some form,
and
in
also,
some way.
Hey, don't be afraid to not start a relationship with somebody just because you don't fucking like them. Like, you know,
you don't have to be in a relationship. Just get
yeah,
you don't have to do that anymore.
You can have relationships.
Women have changed that.
You can have relationships that are just sexual relationships as long as you're honest. The part that makes it dirty and makes it wrong is the lying about it. We are all adults, and you're free to let your freak flag fly if you want to.
There's some stuff that is dirty and wrong.
If you fuck kids, go hang yourself.
Whoa.
What?
We didn't, damn, you going to extremes. Holy
well, you
shit.
said there's some things that are unacceptable.
Well, yeah, I wasn't, I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go to like 0 to 10,000 mile an hour. Like,
well, that's just a firm belief I have.
Holy crap.
If you fuck kids,
anywhere in between there, is kind of where, but holy crap. All right, there we go.
Oh, why are you so nervous?
I was like, God, no, I just like, that's fucking creepy and weird, man. Holy crap. Not saying you say it, I was just saying the whole idea. I was like, God damn, what the fuck?
Okay, Captain Epstein over there.
No, there ain't no Bill Clinton here. So I am Democrat.
I've never even been in politics. I don't fuck kids.
Yeah, no shit. There you go. That only happens in D.C.
Are you fucking kids? I don't even vote. Get away.
So I'll give you a few questions here. Some of the tough ones.
Oh shit. Okay. Bring it.
All right. Ready?
Yep.
It's going to be rapid fire kind of, first thing that comes to mind and right. Put you in a hot seat.
Don't worry,
for a
Scruffy's
second.
going to give me all the answers.
All right, Scruffy. Yeah, rub his in. There you go.
Oh,
he likes that. All right. Favorite strain? Rapid. Look out.
Hold on. I gotta remember the name of it. I gotta remember the name of it.
You're gonna screw it up again, aren't
you? Right. Fuck. It's hard. The Grape Rock candy's up there, crossed with the Banana Buttercup. I really like that one.
Did you fuck that name up again?
Nope. I gotta write that down.
Write that down.
Yeah, I've gotten it right since he corrected me. I don't know. That one's really, really good right now. Hash Burger came out from Belushi's farm, and that one's really good. It strangely smells kind of like a cheeseburger. Like you smell it, and you kind of get the beef, ketchup, mustard, and a little pickle back end on it.
Oh, yeah.
Smell it's fucking crazy.
Since you say that, these guys got to look up on YouTube. Got to look up ketchup and mustard. Remember that video we was watching?
No.
Where that meth chick was running around?
Oh,
you
God.
Ketchup, mustard. Yeah. Oh, dude. You guys got to watch that shit. Just look up crackhead.
He has a thing where he searches crackhead.
Yeah, you just
YouTube.
look up crackhead on YouTube. Crackhead, you look up ketchup mustard, man. Dude, it's awesome. You'll have days and days worth of entertainment.
He has issues.
Also, let's see. Favorite dispensary. Not saying that he's performing on one. Just saying your personal.
Well, my home dispensary is Superior Buds in Mitchell. It has been forever.
But they're all not bad the way you've been talking. They all been
really
coming up.
Found a super shit one. There's a few places that still shake the jars, which I don't fucking understand why you shake your jars, dude. Every time somebody wants to smell a nug, they grab the jar, they shake it, and then they open it. And it's like, that's not how you treat.
Does she have double D's?
I don't know. He was a guy.
Oh, well, that ain't good. If just check it double D's now, I understand why the guys are having shaking it. But
well, yeah, no, I didn't. That's just it. You don't ask them to shake it. They just do it. It's just
like, yeah, I'll buy some of that. Okay.
What was that? What was that string called?
Yeah.
Jiggle jiggle?
I don't know what it was called. Just
Jiggle
give it to
wiggle
me.
jiggle?
Yep. I can't even walk right now.
No, there's a lot. That's the thing. Right now the market is flooded with really good strains. Most dispensaries are doing an extremely good job. People are becoming better educated. You're seeing better staff than there was even like 6 months ago. It's just feels like the industry. Well, people are also prepping for recreational to go through in November, so they're really tightening up their ship, dude. They're getting fucking, everybody trained up and everybody ready to go, because when recreational hits, it's gonna be madness.
Well, that'd be kind of fun.
No, well, you're talking lines around the fucking dispensary, dude.
Will there be chants? Come on, you gotta. That's the thing. Is everybody, you gotta come up with a chant. Everybody
You
can
can't.
be.
Everybody forgets at the end of it.
Oh yeah, my bad.
You'd be like, nah, nah, she's boom, bah. And everybody'd be like, rah, rah, so,
yeah. Yeah.
Buffalo Soldier.
Yeah, exactly. So
your chant can be any Bob Marley song. And
yeah,
that'll
right.
work.
There you go.
Other than that, nobody's gonna remember.
Scruffy, scruffy, scruffy. Right?
Homes go, boy. Yeah. What's up? You don't want to be on TV?
He's like,
Oh, did we not pay you enough?
He's like, my contract's over.
Oh, my contract's up. You guys paid for a certain amount of minutes. You went over that.
Almost fell.
Scruffy's doesn't drink on set.
Not so far.
He's been sober for 2 years now.
Yeah. She's been on a journey.
Yeah, journey of self-discovery.
But yeah, we're running a long one on this, so we better fucking wrap it up.
When it comes to buying used cars and finding a good woman, make sure you pick one that even if it completely breaks down, you'll still be happy with.
Well, as they always say, if it has tits and tires, you're gonna have problems with it.
Yeah. I think that's a good ending, man.
Yep.
I feel like that's good. Y'all fucking thanks for smoking that ish on the Dgame.